This morning, we are continuing to track the deadly wildfires in Spokane County that have burned a combined 20,000 acres. Now, our team just got off the phone with Incident Command Team for the Gray Fire. We learned that it is now 25% contained, so some great news there. Now, the Gray Fire is burning more than 10,000 acres near Medical Lake right now. Yesterday, officials announced some evacuations for this fire have been downgraded and that some people could return home. Here's a look at the latest evacuation map. You can see the area north of the fire is now in that level 1 stage. Meanwhile, south is in that level 2 stage. The Red Cross does have a shelter that is set up at Spokane Falls Community College for anyone who needs it. And for anyone who has large animals, they can take them to the Spokane County Fairgrounds. And this morning, I-90 is now completely reopened in both directions. So that means that drivers no longer need to take that detour route between Tyler and Four Lakes. We want to show you, though, what crews have been dealing with along I-90 for the last few days. Flames have come right up to the interstate, and WSDOT crews from across the state are working alongside hotshot crews to remove some of those dangerous trees from falling alongside the road. There's also still some heavy smoke in that area as that Gray Fire continues to burn. Well, now taking a look at the Oregon Road fire this morning, we know it has burned more than 11,000 acres and is still 0% contained. There are level 3 go now evacuations in place for areas near Elk, Chattaroy, and parts of Pend Oreille County. Large animals can be taken to the Newport Rodeo grounds if needed, and the Red Cross has also set up an evacuation shelter for anyone who needs one at Riverside High School. And that's our Nicole Hernandez has been on this for the last several days. She is joining us now from Deer Park at the Incident Command Post for this fire. So Nicole, what's the latest information you can share with us? I know you've been gathering more information for us today.
Absolutely, Channing. So right now we've been talking about this morning that a new national team is going to be coming in to help fight this fire. So that's Pacific Northwest Team 3 that is now here in the Inland Northwest helping out to fight this fire. I just spoke with Dana Levitt, the public information officer for the team. He told me now instead of about 400 people here fighting this fire, there's now 630 people here fighting this fire. Al and I, our photographer, were just talking about just how big this fire camp here is, this incident command post, one of the biggest we've seen here for a fire here in this area. Couple of numbers as well, 11,036 acres. That's now how big this fire is burning. Still though, 0% contained. Crews this morning are going to transition from that initial attack, which is where they come in all hands on deck working to take down those flames, to more of an extended approach. So now they're divvying up their teams instead of into 3 divisions, into 6 divisions, and they're going to really focus on building strong lines so they can start bringing that containment level up from 0 instead to start really gaining some containment on this fire here. Of course, raining this morning as well. That will help in this fight. A couple of things we know from overnight. One, yesterday the winds shifted. They started coming from the south, and so crews yesterday were telling us that was going to be a test of their lines on the north side of the fire. Good news, those lines on the north side of the fire, they actually held. So that's great. Those lines were strong enough to keep any fire from jumping them as those winds switched directions there. And then the other thing, overnight, the fire really had most of its activity in the southeast portion of the fire area of that fire map. That's where firefighters were focused overnight. But again, this morning, kind of switching tactics to gaining containment and building lines. So right now, crews are estimating more than 80 buildings have burned, but they've been focusing on fighting the fire. So once they're able to control most of these flames and really start getting some containment, they will, of course, start to assess the damage and figure out exactly how many buildings have burned and what those buildings are that burned as well. Again, a lot of firefighters out here this morning. They just finished up their morning debrief, so now crews are starting to pack up, gear up, and head out onto the road heading towards this fire this morning. As this new team moves out onto the fire line, the hope is they will be able to let some of the initial firefighters that came in for that initial attack get some rest and have some time off here. So that might change some of the personnel numbers there. But a couple of things for the people here in this area that they need to know. Level 3 evacuations are still in place here for this fire. And again, PIO Dana stressed one more time to me, we need to make sure we're leaving those level 3 evacuation roads clear so that crews can come in and do their work. So if you're trying to get into a level 3 evacuation zone, just really try not to do that because crews need to do their job. And then lastly, don't fly drones because Flying drones can make them have to ground, air support, and that of course will not help in them fighting these fires. In Deer Park, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.